Jack in the Box. I'm a little perturbed today, I'm going to be honest. And I don't want that to affect if this food tastes good or not. Or really, I'm not a food reviewer. I'm a spicy reviewer, right? Like, I like spicy. So, it's not even necessarily a food review, although it sometimes tends to come across and be that way. And that's okay. But I'm more about, is it spicy or not? Because it says it's supposed to be spicy. This is their new chili crisp seasoned curly fries. Now, I like Jack in the Box curly fries. They're always good. They've been good for a long time, in my opinion. I haven't had them in a long time, but they were always a staple. They were always really good. Chili crisp curly fry, $3.50. I'm a little perturbed just because of the fact that there's nobody in the drive-thru except for one person as I'm creeping up. The guy takes a good 3, 4, maybe 5 minutes at the window or at the fucking thing ordering, right? And he was already in the drive-thru for a good amount of time before I got there because I purposely parked because I wanted to know exactly what I was ordering because I'm that type of guy. I'm that type of person. I didn't want to fucker it up or no, and I didn't know how new these were, so I didn't know if they were going to be right on the screen there, to just click in my head. I needed to know, what are they called? And again, chili crisp seasoned curly fry. So I know he was in there for a while. So, it takes a long time to order it. Meanwhile, I could have been that guy just sitting there. I mean, I don't know how much he ordered, but then I sat in the drive-thru. Again, there was nobody ahead of him. There was nobody in the drive-thru. I sat in the drive-thru waiting for him to get his food for, I don't know, I didn't time it, but it felt like 7, 8 minutes, maybe longer. And all I was getting was this fucking thing. That's it. Meanwhile, there's now 4 other cars behind me before I even move up to the window, which I'm second in line now. And it's sometimes drive-thrus and restaurants and places, they need to like move the line, keep it going. I've seen many places, Taco Bell, for instance, McDonald's, I've seen it. Where else? I've seen it at different places where they ask you to go park in a certain spot in the parking lot. They'll bring the food to you because it's going to take a little bit longer. And that's okay. Get the guy his food. I'm not upset about that. But I could have been out of there fucking 8 minutes earlier. You know what I mean? Like, anyways, so, because I had some other errands I still had to run. So, hopefully they're still warm. Anyways, they're soggy, but they seem warm. I mean, I can see the condensation on the box, but there's what we're working with. Doesn't look like a whole lot of chili crisp on there, but there they are. You can see a little bit of it. You can taste a little Asian flair on those. In the car ride home, once I secured the bag, really the strongest aroma coming forward was garlic. And I'm getting a little bit of like a peppery note to these, but they're really garlicky, right? That's very apparent. Not only on the smell, but on the flavor, on the taste. Really garlicky. That's all right. Where's a good one? Let's see. That one looks seasoned up fairly nice. You can see all the garlic up top, little red, maybe chili pepper flakes on there, and right up on your boy. Let's try a little bit with ranch. All I asked for was a side of ranch with them. These aren't bad. You can see a lot of the seasoning being left. The bottom ones are going to be way better because I can just see a lot of seasoning down there in those. These top ones are pretty dry. It looks to be, there's a good one. I like it. It's got a little spice tingle to it. I'm trying to see if it builds at all. And it kind of is. It kind of has a slight build to it the more I eat of them. But I think it's more or less the more you get down to the bottom there, they're really saturated in the oil, in the chili crisp itself. Yeah. It's a nice offering from a fast food joint. It's definitely more on the garlicky, herbier side of like a chili crisp. Now, I don't eat chili crisp all that often, or for that matter, not a lot. But for most of the chili crisp that I'm accustomed to, I get a little bit more of a bite and a little bit more of a chili pepper forward flavor. And not so garlicky. These are really garlicky. That's the predominant flavor. But there is an oily garlic or oily chili flavor to them, which I like, which I'm enjoying quite a bit. I'm trying to get to the bottom, if not finish them, to show you. That there is a good amount of this chili crisp oily seasoning down in there. Yeah. And the more I work into the bucket here, of these fries. The more of a really nice chili crisp flavor you do get. They're not super spicy, but they have a nice warmth to them. Whereas my whole mouth, outside of my mouth, is warm. It's not sizzling. It's enjoyable. You can see how much more drenched these are than the ones earlier in the review. They've just been sitting in this. See all the seasoning here now is all right. Oh wow, that was the most flavorful. Almost a little too much for the bite I took, but you can see it running. I'm gonna pull it back because I don't want it to run out. Well, let's try and drink that and see. I just feel like with this, it's good. I would try this again, without a doubt. A lot. It's drawing most of its spiciness or heat from the garlic, believe it or not. If they cut the garlic recipe and this recipe in half, I don't think I would detect really any spice to it. So it needs that garlic, because that garlic is providing the spice, believe it or not. Again, intermixed with all the other ingredients and what is in there. Now there is some chili flake in there. I can see it. I mean, you can see it in there. There you have it. So, well done. I think it's executed well. I think it's flavorful. It's different. Now again, I haven't been to Jack in the Box since I last reviewed something of theirs, which was probably a month or two ago. But I haven't been to Jack in the Box, right, to eat a meal and be like, that's my dinner, that's my lunch, whatever. I've just been there to try certain things. And what I really enjoy about that is that's something, it's kind of unique, in my opinion. It's very unique. And it kind of upgrades Jack in the Box. We all love Jack in the Box for what Jack in the Box is. Late night munchies, the whole deal and everything. But it kind of elevates it. It gives you a different option that is not this fast food, boom, boom, boom type of vibe. It does actually have a good flavor to it, and it has an uptick vibe. I think it's really done well. I would get those again. I would like to try that on some of their other items. If you could get that sauce, even if they just package that sauce in the containers or whatever, I think it would be a hit. I would use it if I was going there or whatnot, you know, as a dipping sauce. I would use that for fucking nuggets all day long. Many of things. Anyways, that's my review. It's a long one, But I had to rant a little bit at the beginning just because I you know I don't 20 something minutes just to get this with nobody in the drive-through really, and it wasn't like the place was packed. I mean, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We're just getting into rush hour, so there's a few cars out front, so I'm sure there's somebody inside, but it's like you got to move that other guy along a little bit. You know what I mean? Just don't keep him in the drive-through for 10 minutes with people stacking up behind when this is all I needed. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like you move that guy along and just tell him, hey, go park in stall number 2, pickup stall, whatever. I've been told to do that from other places. That's why I'm thinking of it. And we'll bring the fucking food to you, the rest of your food, right? He got his order in like 3 different like times, which probably isn't good for him either. But anyways, I love y'all. Thanks for burning with me. We'll see you next time.